Hello guys, welcome back. Now in today's video we're gonna talk about XP, but why am I looking at the pool document? I'm looking at the pool document because if you think about it a little bit, and that's why the video today, most of these pools are gated behind you reaching a certain level. Oh, I need to clear shield defense. What does that mean? I need better, stronger characters. What does that mean? I need to farm materials. What does that mean? I need to level them to a higher ascension, which means I need to be higher level, because being higher level increases everything, unlocks stuff, gives you a higher max level on your character. So this implies automatically that you have a higher level, a certain level, to get to a certain threshold, so now you can actually get the pools, right? Because most of these pools are gated behind some content, okay? Now, that's why I made this little document over here, which tracks all the CBT3 XP. Now, this is not a public document, but if you like it, I can share it with you. Let me know in the comments if you care about it. But it's a little document. I will explain what it does, okay? Now, let's address the stamina conversion first. 10 stamina times 10 becomes the amount of XP that you're getting. So if you use 10 stamina, it's going to be a 100 XP. If you're using 100 stamina, it's going to be 1000 XP, etc. Now, where are you using stamina? The only way that you're using stamina in zenless on zero, at least in CBT3, is just from the VR device when you're farming materials. So go to the VR device. That's going to open up all the different categories. Everything you do there is going to cost stamina. Fixed stamina, custom amount of stamina up to 100, expert challenge, reckless challenge, that's the weekly boss. Right, so this is going to be the only way for you to spend your stamina. How much stamina do you get per day? You get 300 stamina per day, even though the cap is 240 by default, which is pretty high. After, let's say you're capped 240, you log in on day one. The first thing that you can do is to go drink some coffee. Go drink some coffee. The coffee, no matter which one, is going to give you plus 60 extra stamina for the day. This has no time. It's permanent. It's a permanent feature of the game. Every day you go there. The first coffee that you drink per day, per daily reset, right? It's going to give you 60 extra stamina. So you start every day with 300 stamina. That's 3000 XP just there. 3000 XP, which is pretty high considering, for example, that I was level 35 on the CBT3, and for the level 36 I needed 6000 XP. So just by using all my stamina per day, that was half a level. If I were to use all of my stamina, that was a half a level. So it's going, and 35, it's a decent amount. It's like almost halfway. The cap is 60. I don't know if they're gonna make 70 on release, but in CBT3 it was 60. So I get it that it gets harder and harder and harder, obviously. But there is a key point, which is level 40, where you actually want to get 40 or 42. It depends if they change it or not. So around the level 40, first levels of 40, that's a key point. After that one, you start unlocking all the good stuff, the max level on other things. So you really want to get to that level first, as soon as possible. On top of more content that unlocks that you can get more pulls from, okay? Now, that said, every day you have 300 stamina. You can use it to go to the VR device and do your content. It's 60 for the artifacts. It's a 40 for the reckless challenge and the expert challenge, and it's up to 100 with the custom material farming. Now, the daily is another big chunk of XP that we are getting. First of all, zenless on zero does daily in a weird way, in a good way, but it's unusual, right? So once a week, we are getting a bigger daily than normal. Usually a daily is going to ask you to complete 4 stages, 4 things, and then you're done. The bigger daily is going to ask you to complete 6. But the 5th and the 6th one is going to be up to you. They're going to give you a little chart, select which activity, 2 of these activities that you want to do as the final daily. You click this stupidest shit like photo of a cat, take a photo of a cat and eat ramen, and you are done with that. The daily in this game are extremely easy to do, and you unironically do them in like 5 minutes. The only moment when you can, the bulk of the time that you need is when they ask you to go do some combat, and it depending on how strong you are in the future in endgame, once everybody is up and like dripped out, at that point you are shitting on it, right? And it's gonna be like very fast. First, and on day one of release is gonna be like a little more suffering because you have lower characters, there's the wrong element, right? So even if you go farm, it's gonna take a little bit more. That's the only long part about the daily. But assuming that we are shitting on everything because we're in end game, at that point the daily is gonna be like unironically 5 minutes, and you don't have to do anything, and still the 90% of the time needed is gonna be in the combat part. So this the daily is gonna give, the normal daily is gonna give you 600 XP. The bigger daily is going to give you 900 XP. That's the only thing that changes. The bigger daily is not going to give you more polychromes, just gives you more XP. So this is for 42 days, so 6 weeks and 42 days. So it's going to be like around 30k XP, which is a lot per patch. So that's really good. Okay, that's like if you start at level 1 and you only do this, don't touch the game, stand still and do the daily only, it's going to make you like level 30 or something, level 28 or something. Okay, from level 1 from 1 to 28, just by doing the daily, not playing the game. Okay, so that said, let's move on to the story. If you didn't know already, the story doesn't require any stamina, but they give you XP. So we're gonna have the prologue, which is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 minimum, because in CBT3 chapter 3 only had 2 quests on the main, and then the combat commission and the exploration commission were locked, unironically locked. So I am assuming we are minimum getting those, which is gonna be 10 main quests, 10 combat quests, and 10 or more exploration quests, depends on how many extra NPC quests we're gonna get. So that's a lot of XP that is coming from chapter 3. Who knows, maybe we get chapter 4 as well. I don't know how crazy they're going for 1.0, but all the XP that we're getting here inside this story in general, all the chapters, doesn't require any stamina. That doesn't require any stamina. You don't use stamina for doing the story or anything else inside the PC. So this is really good. Now I made an average because some of the quests give you a little less, some of the quests give you a little more. So I made an average considering like somewhere like 270, somewhere 255, somewhere like 40, 400, somewhere like 350. So like an average ended up being like 300 to 350. You can see it in this document. So everything considered is going to be around another like 22, 23k, which is another big chunk. It's like a full patch of dailies, full 42 days of dailies equivalent. And then we have the last part, which is the Hol Zero. Now, Hol Zero actually gives you XP while for clearing the first time one of their maps. So as you can see, Hol Zero is going to be divided in different parts, different levels, different maps, and every map is going to have different difficulties. So you do the first one, you do it for the first time, 600 XP. You do the next one, 600 XP for the first clear. And you are going to have a lot of levels, a lot of ranks of difficulty per map, per level. So we didn't have access to all of those maps in the CBT3. We are missing 2 or 3. So we couldn't check how many levels there are there. There might be less than 3, there might be more than 3. So I made it so an average was 3 per map, and it rounded up being a little bit around 10k. Okay, now those is just inside the Hol Zero, but by leveling up your Hol Zero license level, those also give you 600 XP every 5 levels. Starting from level 3, every 5 level, they're gonna give you 600 XP up until level 60, which is the max of the Hol Zero license level. It's gonna take a long time, but this is just for the sake of knowing where everything is. This is gonna give you a total of 7,200 XP. This is enough to make you level up from 35 to 36 and some spare. Now, this is obviously not going to be too big, but it's something to keep in mind when you find yourself in a situation such as, oh, I really need to get to this level, but I don't have any stamina left. I don't know what to do. In that case, this is gonna come in clutch. Oh, I just need 600 XP. I said this multiple times during CBD3 because I wanted to reach a certain level. By the way, if you didn't know, we might get one of those situations where it says reach level 32 to continue the story. They might do that. It's gonna gate you on the story. So they might remove it. It might still be there, but it's something really important that besides the pulls, besides like getting pulls, getting to a certain level to continue the game or to unlock more stuff, I feel like, at least for me, it's very important, okay? So this is the document. Also, there's the proxy primer that gives you a little bit of XP. It's not that much, but since this is supposed to be a tutorial, right? The proxy primer is not going to give you much. It's not going to give you any XP, the actual proxy primer. But the tutorial on the proxy primer, which has 7 levels, is going to give you a total of 3.5k XP, 3,500, which is pretty good. So try to not forget too much about it because it's going to ask you to do certain things. And if you don't do them, it's going to be stuck at a level that you never completed because you didn't happen to level up Ben's skills, right? It's not going to be this specific, but this is just an example. You have usually 5 missions, 5 things that you need to clear per level before you actually get your rewards, which includes XP, and then you move on to the next level. But those like little missions are 5 usually, and they all give you 100 plus something else. And there's 7 levels, so a total of 3.5k. Now, the stamina needed for this, it could vary. It could be 0, but it could be something in case they ask you to go get a material or to get a character to a certain level, which implies that you are either a certain level to increase them to the cap that it asks, or that you went and did some VR device stuff to get the materials, which implies the use of stamina. So I can't really tell you exactly how much stamina it's going to require, but doesn't matter. Any stamina that we are getting, that's times 10 becomes extra XP that we're getting. So it's not just 100 XP from doing that mission. It's going to be 100 XP plus the 40 XP that the 40 stamina that asks you to, that you had to use to complete it. Now that's another 400 XP. So by doing that, you just got 500 XP. So it's 100 plus 400, because if you spend 40, right? So I know it's a little bit convoluted, but the gist of it is, this is where the XP comes from. You don't use stamina besides the farming materials. Everything else is free, that you can do it whenever you want. Extra points for you to get stamina, to get XP is the daily, the bigger daily, and the Hol Zero. Now, the Hol Zero itself is going to be time gated, so I don't think you can do crazy achievements during day 1, but make sure that you are using all of your stamina, all of your 300 stamina per day. Otherwise, you are going to get gated, and you don't want to do that, especially for the story, because the story is pretty cool. So you don't want to get gated. There is a big gate. I don't know if they're going to remove it. There's a big gate on chapter 2. Chapter 2 is going to give you a big gate before you start chapter 3, unless that was only CBT3, might have been, but it's still worth to mention in case you guys, you're going to find it, you're going to be like, wait, what is this, right? There's a big gate. It's going to ask you to be like level 34. From level 30, it's going to ask you to, from level 28 or something, it's going to ask you to get to level 32, then 34, right? So those 4, 5, 4, 6 levels, try to get to them as soon as possible by being like a little more efficient. Use all of your stamina and stuff, because otherwise you're gonna have to wait for the next day, and it's, for some people, it's actually annoying, right? So that is it. Let me know If you have anything else if you want to add to this discussion in the comments. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Do the usual stuff, like, subscribe for more ZZZ videos. If you want me to share this, let me know. I will be streaming live on 4th of July whenever the game comes out. We're also going to react to the live stream as well. So if you're interested, leave a like or come to my Twitch at twitch.tv/Jakazin. Okay? Thank you for watching and see you next time.